How many figures would you say you've built over your? I know that's an open-ended question because it's hard to, but do you have an idea?
Well, if you combine everything, puppet, marionettes, hand puppets, fan figures, talking things, it's probably around 200 or so, maybe even a little more. I never really counted them. I used to keep track of it, and then when I was working with Paul Ashley, he had quite a stable of puppets that he amassed over the years. And I said, Paul, how many puppets do you have? And he goes, oh, it's bad luck to count them. And I'm not superstitious, but that for some reason that stuck in my mind, so I just kind of stopped.
Okay. So,
Silly, but
No. Now, did you teach yourself the painting on the figures, or did you study that with somebody?
I mostly taught myself, but again, I have to give credit to Paul Ashley, who, watching him work and watching him paint his puppets, he used a different technique than I used, but some things there's a commonality in there because it's basically you're doing stage makeup or film makeup, sometimes more subtler than other times, sometimes more extreme, but that's really what it is. So I look back to my college years, and I had to take a course in stage makeup, and there was a book by a gentleman named Richard Corson, and that was the textbook for stage makeup. And there's a whole chapter on Hal Holbrook making himself up as Mark Twain, and Hal Holbrook at the time was maybe 35 or 40 years old. Now he goes on
Without the makeup.
he grew his hair. He looks like Mark Twain anyway. But that book, the Richard Corson book, taught me a lot about the shading and the light versus dark to bring certain features out or to hide certain defects. And so I would give credit to that book as my real teacher.